Well, gentlemen, welcome back to the Ghostbusters. Our new Ghostbusters 2 LP. We're now here in level 4, the River of Slime, and the music. You're listening to this track. I believe this is actually a instrumental remix of the Bobby Brown song that plays over the Ghostbusters 2 credits. I think it's called something like "We're on Our Own." Or something. The Bobby Brown song in Ghostbusters 2. This is a remix of that track, which maybe that's the licensing reasons why this couldn't be released is because maybe Hal did not actually get the rights to
Possibly.
remix
So
the
it's
song.
an Earthbound situation. The chip tune's a little too close to a real song, so it's tough to bring it over.
It said it was an Activision problem, so that might be related to them.
Well, Bobby
good,
Brown
because
does run Activision, so.
Fucking Bobby Brown.
Here's a cameo in Ghostbusters 2. Once they go as they're going into the mayor's office, he's the one who asks Egon for a proton pack for his little brother. To which Egon just replies with, "The proton pack is not a toy."
It's not. It's not a toy.
It's not a toy. You definitely cannot go to Toys R Us and spend $24.99 right now. Ask your parents for
Not anymore, you can't because Toys R Us are shut down.
Well, not in 1989, 1990.
They're bringing them back.
What the
Quote
fuck?
unquote bringing it.
And they're still in Canada.
But I just put Jeffrey down.
No.
Well, get a new Jeffrey.
Anyone can wear the suit. Right, they didn't put Jeffrey down. They just
can
put down
wear
the guy wearing it. It's like,
corporate Jeffrey.
Corporate Jeffrey.
oh no.
Just put him in a business suit and just like with a fedora or some shit. with a what briefcase are those? Fuck. Starts with a B. I know that much.
There isn't even, there's just shredded newspaper in it.
Oh.
Enter the Jeffrey verse.
So if they cremated Jeffrey, would they put his ashes into every new Toys R Us that they bring back?
No, and every
that's
$25
kind of how they
gift
bless the
certificate.
land.
It's what he would have wanted.
Oh man. Like Poltergeist would be completely different. Instead of an ancient like Indian burial ground, it's just where they buried Jeffrey. Oh boy.
Dude, when they remake Poltergeist again, and you know for a fact at some point they will, don't set it in a suburban household with a little girl gets sucked into a TV. Set it in a Toys R Us where just the reanimated spirit of Jeffrey haunts children as they buy overpriced Transformers toys.
Perfect.
They're here, and they're half off.
It's called Toys R Us.
For every $200 you spend, we'll give you some of Jeffrey's ashes.
It's the scene when he's like scraping his face in the mirror, and then he just turns into
It's just fucking Jeffrey.
Yeah.
face.
Just a giraffe underneath. Ah!
I don't wanna grow up. I am a Toys R Us kid. Very.
Are you?
Well, legally no, but
Illegally, yes.
That's never stopped you in the past.
that's
David.
right. I crossed the border, and now I am trying to get the Toys R Us citizenship.
You can. It's you know what, David. It's fine. You can cross the border, just never cross the streams.
Nothing is illegal until you get caught.
That's right. Oh, you're tying it in. For a second, I thought you were gonna be like, "Don't cross the borders, cross the Barnes and Nobles." Still
No, I thought it was gonna be like a Taco Bell commercial or something like that.
To quote Homer Simpson, if I don't see it, it's not illegal.
It's the gas.
He covers his eyes and drives through a red light. If I can't see it, it's not illegal.
Oh, I get it. When Gareth makes a Simpson quote, it's funny. But when I do the Simpson quote, he doesn't get it.
Ironically, that's the tax episode, and Corporate Jeffrey's all about taxes. So we got a crossover in the making, folks.
You won't be seeing.
I'd be down for that.
You won't be seeing any prison movies where you're going. Prison.
So remember earlier when I said how sometimes the AI on player 2 can fuck up? Winston's decided to go for a little walk.
Hold up.
He got lost. It's okay. Just consult him. Reassuring
You walk over, you give him a kiss.
Just tell him that there will be a steady paycheck in it.
He'll do anything.
He's taking his union break.
I mean, you would think that if this is their full-time job, that I mean, they're legally required to have lunch breaks, 15-minute breaks. Like, can't he just take those whenever he wants them here?
They are part of the Ghostbusters Union Local 402, which the corporate Jeffrey plans to abolish when he runs for president.
That's a big Twinkie.
That's a bit. You know what? I welcome President Jeffrey. It's about time we have a giant. Instead of all this fucking elephant and donkey shit, it's about time we had a giraffe.
Let's have a real animal in the White House.
A giraffe political party.
I don't know. Jeffrey is a little too capitalist for me. It's way too much of a capitalist for my vote.
Okay, how about Slimer? If Slimer was president.
Well, I mean that just.
Slimer would be an anarchist.
No, Slimer supported the Green Deal.
I may be an anarchist, but I'm also a realist. That's what I'm talking about. How different would Ghostbusters be if Winston was replaced with Winston Churchill?
The ghost of Winston Churchill.
We will meet them on the beaches.
Now I'm just remembered. I'm remembered of the scene in Anchorman 2 where they're all like doing the fight, and one of them is just there's the ghost of Stonewall Jackson there, and Ron Burgundy just keeps going, "Oh my God, it's the ghost of Stonewall Jackson!" And everyone's just like, "Is anybody not going to make a bigger deal that the ghost of Stonewall Jackson is here?"
This final level, this is taking place in the museum. This is legit creepy.
Was that
The
blood?
music, there's blood on the walls. This is legit.
There's a cross on there too.
Oh.
It's for me. It's often kind of hard for. There's a naked statue there. It was kind of hard sometimes for you to get a good sense of atmosphere on the NES. But this is fucking dripping with atmosphere, and this whole level, just the level layout, the blood, the music, just fills me with a sense of dread.
Oh, wow.
The NES was able to do horror pretty good. I mean, like Sweet Home and stuff like that.
Alabama.
Yep.
What's that?
Yeah. This is really great though.
What are those spinning top things are supposed to be?
Top Man.
The ghost of Top Man.
The other
The
level
ghost
had
of
like the
Top
ghost of Sasuke throwing ninja stars and shit. It was really weird.
Yeah, I don't get that fucking ghost ninja like on any level. I don't understand.
I
why
think it's
in the
very much
game.
a house game thing because all of these monsters you could definitely tell like they could be a Kirby. I mean, you could even see what power up Kirby would get. Like you had the
spear.
little pumpkin reaper dudes. Like the enemy designs are very very distinct. But I think that's just sort of Hal's. And then, like you said, the guys who made Kirby, that's sort of their specialty. Kirby games, the enemy designs is kind of everything, since the main character is a circle and all.
If this is part of the Kirby universe, then where does it take place in the Kirby timeline?
You mean before or after Kirby's the villain or some shit?
This takes place concurrently with Triple Deluxe.
Oh,
Okay, so that is me game overing and doing some crafty editing.
Does the game actually drop you off at the door, or do you have to walk through the level?
The game so the levels there's certain points in the levels that have checkpoints.
Okay.
So I forget exactly where we started, but I just edited it back into the same room. That's essentially what I did.
Oh.
It's the ghost of pencils.
I'm spinning.
Yeah, these guys look like Top Man.
well, it's a representation on the digital age. That's why, like the pencil, it's become obsolete. So that's why they're all ghosts.
Peter Venkman has too many
I
bits.
was gonna say the Boggle tournament just got haunted.
You're a loser.
Oh,
Slimer has eaten his last pencil.
Slimer's
There's no
my
more
coach.
pencils left to eat.
And why are there giant combs here?
Because why not?
that makes sense.
That's a fair point.
Because Stay Puft has to do his hair sometimes, okay?
Stay Puft isn't in this. Is he in this game?
No, he's not in this game.
Do you see Rick Moranis?
Well, David, Rick Moranis is a playable
Oh,
character.
really? Well, that's good.
Hey.
Yep. You have the 4 main Ghostbusters, and you can select Lewis Tully. I actually want to say in some of the failed recordings, like Ghostbusters, like Gremlins 2, the recording stream I did for this, it took me a while to finish the game, and I want to say in some of the earlier recordings I was Vankman and Lewis, but I picked the man Winston and it helped me through the game.
Are there differences between them?
No, it's literally just which Ghostbuster you like. They all do the exact same thing.
Cool.
Are they your 2 favorite Ghostbusters?
Maybe yeah. I mean, I think like Venkman is just one of my favorite characters in fiction. He's such a fucking entertaining. I mean, he's a fucking piece of shit, but he's so entertaining. Just like Will Murray himself.
Whoa, what's with the extendo wall?
It's the dick wall.
I was gonna say it's a penetration wall.
The expand.
Penetration, yeah.
Only at
zoobity
Toys
boo-wop.
R Us.
Only at Toys R Us. So something I want to say. When you were talking about the extension and things being in the same universe, anyone here ever read the IDW comic book, which it takes place Ghostbusters 1 and 2 and the video game are canon. It takes place like a year after the video game does.
I haven't read.
It's
Go finish.
It's I only have the first trade that I bought like a while back. It's hard to find now. It's not as easy to find as it used to be. But if anyone likes this universe, likes this franchise, and wants the characters you grew up loving in the same universe, heartily recommend picking up the IDW Ghostbusters book.
I haven't read the main Ghostbusters series. I read the Answer the Call one, which focused on the female Ghostbusters, and I really enjoyed that. And I read
wasn't that just a miniseries?
Yeah, it was a 5-issue miniseries, and then it was followed up by a crossover between them and these guys, and that was really good too.
Speaking of crossovers, there was they've crossed over with Ninja Turtles a few times. I think my favorite crossover they've done, it's called Ghostbusters Get Real, where the comic book Ghostbusters cross over with the real Ghostbusters, and the two Bankmans can't stand each other.
Question though, has Ghostbusters ever been crossed over with Scooby Doo though?
I don't think so, because I'm not sure if they've worked out the license rights to that. But no, that kind of seems like a no-brainer, doesn't it?
Right? Like you have Scooby Doo crossing over with like Supernatural and WWE, but the Ghostbusters, that's the one that's eluded us.
Because
Well, I
Warner
thi- I think-
Brothers and
I-
Sony.
Well, no, I think that might be a thing with typically with a few exceptions, they're never real in Scooby Doo, But if the Ghostbusters,
That was
I mean,
the
I
plot of the
mean,
first movie, dude.
Yeah, they've been real in a lot of stuff. Like basically ever since Zombie Island, they've been like
You got the
more and more
no,
real.
The 13 ghosts.
Sometimes they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's the whole series where all the ghosts are real, and they had to didn't they just conclude that recently though?
They just did a straight to DVD movie where they got the 13th ghost, because in that
Fuck
show
yeah.
they didn't get all the ghosts, so they finally like 50 years later they finally ended it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, what's funny though, they actually do a thing in canon of Scooby Doo. Fred and Velma never meet Scrappy. In the cartoons, Fred and Velma are never in a Scrappy Doo featured show or movie. So there's a little gag. In the original canon, in the everything pre-Zombie Island, Fred and Daphne never met Scrappy Doo.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Fred and Velma never met Scrappy Doo. Daphne did.
Which is ironic because
But-
there's the scene in Mystery Incorporated where they see the Scrappy statue, and then Fred's one like, no, it's okay, we promise never to talk about him again.
You don't talk about
Yeah,
it.
one of my favorite things on one of the, I forget which one, but during the What's New Scooby Doo era, there was a in one of the many straight to DVD movies, there was a bonus feature of a interview with the cast, and I forget the exact setup, but Fred talks about that they've had to deal with with really annoying things in the past, and Shaggy just goes like, "Fred, I thought we weren't allowed to talk about Scrappy."
Yep. That's just his role at this point. They always use him for that joke. Also, this boss is great.
Yeah.
He is spooky AF.
Yeah, man, this is Peter McNichol, one of my favorite actors, plays Janusz. I think they kind of unfairly made his forehead the size of France here, but you know. On a slight tangent, Peter McNichol, as anyone who's ever watched Harvey Birdman, he plays X the Eliminator, the funniest fucking performance of anything ever. Him as X the Eliminator makes me fucking just laugh and cry at the same. It's so fucking funny.
I still love the episode where was it the Jetsons like sue the past or something.
Oh man, the Jetsons meets the Flintstones. That was my jam.
Oh,
back in the
yeah,
day.
that's right. I'm trying to
Speaking
remember.
of crossovers,
I remember what he was thinking. Yeah, he's also Doc Ock in Spectacular Spider-Man. I love them in
Oh
that.
yeah, of course. Doc Ock he was in Ghostbusters 2. He was in the Mr. Bean movie, one of the fucking greatest movies ever made. You know, kinds of stuff. Peter McNichol is one of my favorite actors. He's just so fucking good.
I like the scene in Mr. Bean, the movie, where he finally transforms into a bean.
It's great, and it even plays the classic Transforming sound effect.
So is it part of the Michael Bay verse, or is it actually part of like Transformers the new batch?
In the Bumblebee sequel set in the 90s, it'll actually have a scene where Bumblebee is owned by Peter McNichol's character in the Mr. Bean movie. And once he sees Bumblebee transform, he's like, "Oh, finally, one of my own kind," and he transforms into
There
a
we
bean.
go. That's the end of the story. I like it. It's full circle.
It's a good story. It's a good story. Speaking of circle, these guys won't fucking stop walking in them.
There's a lot of them. Well, now there's just one, but there were a lot of them. Oh,
Yes, shoot him.
Oh, he turned
Oh,
into
now
a
he's
little
tiny
baby.
yeah, you had to shoot him with a water gun until his big head went away.
But you should have whispered in his ear, "Stop," and then he would have been.
See, and
sensual.
that it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Stop! I like to imagine going back to David in high school. That's how David dealt with bullies. You just whisper in their ear, "Stop!"
And there you
I
go.
mean, that's not how you all dealt with bullies. You say, "Stop, stop! You'll give me an erection."
Stop!
Usually I'll just
I'm
place a
already
hex or a
dead.
curse on them.
Oh my god, it's a painting.
So my local comic store, Pack Rat Comics, which was voted the Eisner Award-winning best comic book store in the world 2016-2017, has a life-size poster of Vigo just hanging on their wall. And every time I go in there with Ben, he looks at it for an uncomfortable amount of time. This final boss track is so fucking bitchin'. I love it.
I just realized they even have the same Zelda death animation, but then like every other game had the whole spin around and fall over.
Are all his attacks one-hit kills?
Oh, everything in the game is a one-hit kill.
Ah, okay.
It's how real life works.
Yeah.
So it basically, you have like 3 lives per continue, and then like 3 continues. So you have, I mean, like if you get enough points, you can score extra thing, and that's the end of the game. It's
All right.
The ghosts take over.
A downer. You know what? I applaud only a hardcore Japanese company like HAL could have taken an American movie and be like, you know what would really happen? The painting would win. Fuck this game.
Wait, so when you won the other levels, why didn't Venkman split into 3 and do a dance?
I wanted to launch Egon into the clouds and see what prize we were gonna get.
But no, yeah, I just kept dying at him, so I fuck it, I don't give a shit. If you defeat him, all that happens is his body goes away, and then over the credits in the title screen where there's that like kind of like cinema thing, all the Ghostbusters just come out there and do a little dance, and the game ends. Which I won't repeat what I did in Gremlins 2. But if you want to see what that's like, just look it up. Just look it up. Stop
Just
being lazy.
do that or
Fucking-
look up Busted. You know, treat
Busting makes me
yourself.
Oh,
feel
yes.
good.
When it,
Bustin'.
when it.
Bustin'. So, final thoughts. We'll go quickly round. We'll do a round table as we did last time. Final thoughts on Ghost. Well, from what you've seen of the game and maybe the movie itself, Adrian, thoughts on new Ghostbusters 2?
Vote Corporate Jeffrey for 2020.
Stefan.
Egon did nothing wrong.
He didn't. Mexi.
This is a really good game. You should play it while you watch Gremlins 2.
My man fucking knows.
Right.
David.
I think you should end every FTCR video abruptly before you get to the end of the game and just play another YouTube video instead.
You don't have to actually finish Let's Plays. You just show the video game.
Until eventually you just do the first 5 minutes and then just play Vine compilations instead.
Steven, what do you have there? A knife! No!
David, you just put a bad idea in my head. For the next
Uh-oh.
update I do. Just non-stop Vine compilations.
Gareth, I can't believe you've done this.
Thank you for watching. Again, special thanks to Adrian for joining us for this LP.
you for
If
having
you would
me.
like to join, of course, anytime, buddy. Anytime you give us money, you can certainly join us for an LP. If anyone else would like to join us for an LP, please just go to our Patreon page and follow the tiers to get in here. I believe we might do a kind of Patreon testimony page, which is everyone just saying, "Give me back my fucking money, you hacks." But I'm not exactly sure what our next game is, but I'm sure it'll be terrible. Thank you for watching, and get out my house.